hangs in the balance. With a late inning home run by Paulie and another strong mound performance from Freddie Garcia last night, the win streak has grown to 11, but today they are hoping to make it a dozen. It's a finale. Sox and Cubs next on Comcast Sportsnet. From the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Marlon Byrd, Derek Lee, and Lou Piniella's crosstown rival Chicago Cubs. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set, as you know, the Sox have taken the first two. They won the opener 6-0 behind Jake Peavy. Just outstanding. Then last night, another strong performance by Freddie Garcia. Sox won it 3-2, deciding running that game as a homer by Paul Konerko is 19th. So the Sox on this 11-game winning streak, just a game and a half back in Minnesota. And this afternoon, Johnny Danks.
John Danks going to the mound with a personal three-game winning streak, and he's 7-5 overall. But against the Cubs, he's absolutely been brilliant. He's 2-0 with a lifetime ERA of .90. So John Danks, like the entire starting rotation, has been throwing the ball exceptionally well. On the other side of the field, it's going to be Ryan Dempster. Dempster's 5-6 this year, but his ERA is respectable. It's in the mid-3s. However, against the Sox, he's 2-5 with an ERA up over 4. So the Cubs in fourth place, really struggling at this point. This is a good time to continue their struggles and a good time to sweep yet another homestand.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Big win, big win, big win.
Batting average has gone up steadily. The runs per game, very respectable at just over 4.5. 20 doubles. Starters ERA, brilliant. Bullpen has been even better. And only 2 errors in 11 games, and that's been one of the biggest differences with the 5th longest win streak in team history. There's a look at Ozzie Guillen, Joey Cora, as they get ready to prepare their team for the 12th win in a row. It's a day game, and that's significant because the White Sox are 18-8 during the daytime. That's the best daytime record in baseball. Sox come in tied with Detroit, 39-34 in second place, a game and a half in back of Minnesota. On the other side of the field, the Cubs, 9.5 games in back of Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Cincinnati, who's leading the way. And here is the way the Cubs will line it up today. Tyler Colvin will lead it off. Then it's Marlon Byrd, who's been terrific. Derek Lee, the DH. Then it's Nady, Ramirez, Soriano, Soto, Baker, and Starlin Castro. Hitting ninth, playing shortstop. The White Sox defensively, left to right, and that's the Jimmy John's defensive setup, is Pierre, Rios, and Quinton. In the infield, Esquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Kotze. H.A. Pierzynski, who has good numbers against Dempster lifetime, and the Toyota starting pitcher is John Danks. Looking for his 8th win, and this is 15th start. ERA 3.23. He's been brilliant against the Cubs at 2-8 with a .90 ERA. The game conditions, it rained all morning, but now 80 degrees, 79% humidity, winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles an hour. They will be a factor, and the forecast, there are some storms in the area. The umpires, Gary Darling behind the plate, Bruce Dreckman is at first, Paul Emmel is at second, and Bill Hahn is at third. The umps have had a very good series, have had the size. So as John Danks gets ready to go and they throw the ball around the infield, we're ready for baseball, ready to try to sweep another series, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for what could be a franchise record. 4 consecutive sweeps of at least 3 games or more.
Pretty impressive.
Oh. Yes, it could be. So here we go. Tyler Colvin will lead it off, hitting at 285. Takes that fastball up high. Colvin, 9 homers, 23 driven in. 24-year-old youngster out of North Augusta, Georgia. Threw that one by him, and the count evens at 1.
He is the only left-hander in the lineup. He'll have some problems with that fastball up and in, as most left-handers will. But he's shown a whole lot of power to all fields.
That's out of play. Go to the count 1-2, and here at beautiful US Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. This is the 6th and final meeting between these two clubs this year, as there's a chopper, 2-hopper, and the lead man gone. In the first 5 games, Sox have won 4 of them. Sox overall of 41-36 against the Cubs. And the Sox come in interleague play with a record of 143 up, 103 down. That is second now to the Yankees. We have a .581 percentage. They have a .584. Here's Marlon Byrd hitting at 318, 9 homers. He's driven in 35, and that pitch is fouled away right side.
Marlon's always had problems with John Danks back from his days with the Rangers. Byrd has come over, and he's been a solid baseball player, both offensively and defensively, and he runs surprisingly well.
And the count 0-2. Marlon is 1 for 12 lifetime off Johnny Danks. Outfield around to the right. Just a little bitty gap out there in left center field. Esquel back and well off the line at third. Little chopper out front of the mound. Plenty of time. 2 down.
One of the reasons why John Danks goes very well against the right-handers. That changeup was well off the plate. You have Byrd pretty much swinging at the motion as opposed to the baseball. Take a look at the location of this pitch and you see why right-handers have some problems. This ball is a good 6-7 inches off the outside corner. Only one left-hander in the lineup, and that's good for John Danks.
Derek Lee fouls it back. Lee hitting at .233, 10 homers. He's driven in 34. That fastball at 94.
And Derek has had a bad back, and it's really stopped him from covering that outside corner.
That's low, ball 1. 2 out, 1-2 the count here in the top of the first if you're just tuning in. Away from in the hole. Nice play, Alexei. And a 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Danks after a half inning of play. It's the Cubs nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
Paul Konerko at the game-winning home run yesterday. Carlos Quinton, Mark Kotze, A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. Alexei Ramirez and Gordon Beckham playing second and hitting 9. Jimmy John's defensive and outfield lineup behind Dempster. Left to right, Soriano, Bird, and Coleman in the infield. Ramirez, Castro, Baker, and Nady. Giovanni Soto behind the plate. And the Toyota starting pitcher is Ryan Dempster. Dempster's been throwing the ball very well, ERA of 3.5. Last 4 starts, he's been absolutely brilliant. Doesn't have a whole lot to show for it because his offense hasn't supported him very well. He's got a good fastball, throws a splitter, and he's usually around the plate, which is something he wasn't as a reliever when he was a stopper. But now as a starter, he's throwing strikes.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Juan Pierre will lead it off. Juan comes in hitting at .246. No homers. He's driven in 9. 1 for 7 in this series. Says pretty good success against Dempster. 16 at bats, 6 hits. As there's first pitch strike.
Ramirez is in very close at third base. Xavier Nady is even with the bag at first.
And that is out of play. 1-2. Check it, 0-2.
Derek Lee was absolutely shocked when that ball beat him by 3 steps at first base. What a great play by Alexei Ramirez, as he gunned him down easily, and he was moving away from the play and had to go all the way in the hole on the outfield grass to make it.
And there's another foul ball. Sox come in 39 and 34, 20 and 18 here at home, 19 and 16 on the road, 15 and 2 in interleague play, with 11 straight victories. Softly hit, little chopper 2 hopper.
Let's take a look at how the first inning ended, with Ramirez back on the outfield grass and getting it there not only in time, but getting it there in plenty of time. Just a great effort. The throw is right on the mark. And Alexei, like just about everybody on this team, has really picked it up defensively.
Well, everything in this game is like a virus. Everything's contagious. Pitching is contagious. Hitting is contagious. Playing defense is contagious. And it can be contagious good or good contagious bad.
Well, we saw it early, and we saw how bad it was when it was cold and how good it is now.
And there's a base hit. And a reminder that you at home now can be a part of our Picks to Click segment for each game. You tune into the Felco pregame live to see Ozzy's lineup and make your selection on who you think will be the pick to click of the game. And today, the Sox fans watching at home have voted for Carlos Quentin. Jim Angier, our director and the crew, are going with A.J. Pierzynski. Stone Pony's going with Juan Pierre. And Martin McDonald and all the good folks down at the LaSalle Grill in South Bend, Indiana. And myself, we're going to go with Alexei Ramirez.
There are 6 White Sox with over 300 batting averages against Dempster. One of the reasons why he is 2-5 against the Sox lifetime.
Well, according to our records, this is the first time that Alex Rios has faced Dempster. Alex 2 for 8 in the series with 2 big RBIs. Comes in hitting at .311. 13 homers, and he has driven in 40.
Well, Alex, a lot like Carlos Quentin, likes the ball down, and he's going to see a few splitters.
There's a shot. Get by him. Soriano cuts it off, but Vizquel on his way to third. He will get there. So 1 out, runners at the corners here in the bottom of the first inning, and here comes Paulie.
Alonso Soriano did a nice job of cutting this ball off, because for a minute it looked like it was going to go to the wall. That would have scored 1, maybe put Rios as far as third base. Instead, runners at the corners, nobody out. And a big hand, and well-deserved, for the captain, Paul Konerko.
Paulie's had a tough time against Dempster. Faced him 9 times, has 1 hit. He comes in hitting at .302, 19 homers, 55 knocked in.
Dempster's thrown a couple of wild pitches this year. Normally, Soto is very good at blocking pitches behind the plate.
Alex with 20 stolen bases and 26 attempts.
Baker does not have a great deal of range at second base. Castro does have a lot of range at shortstop.
And if you missed that home run last evening, then a 2-2 tie, poof.
Edward Cashner got a little careless with a fastball. He had thrown one by him at almost the same spot. Didn't get the second one by him, and that one was timed at 100 miles an hour. It went out a little faster than that.
And he's got the catbird seat at 2-0.
Dempster's given up a whopping 14 home runs this year. That far and away leads the staff in that dubious department. And it will be a very lively day at the ballpark today.
Pretty good lead by Alex. Got that one by him at 93. Paulie 2 for 7 in this series.
Ryan Dempster was an all-star with the Florida Marlins. Back-to-back years of 14 and 15 wins with the 2000 and 2001 Marlins.
And the count 2-2. Paulie right now cinch it up and hunker down.
Probably the best pitch overall that Dempster has is a good little slider that not only breaks across but breaks down.
Outfield slightly to the right. Huge gap out there in left center. There are a lot of guys who throw flat sliders.
You better be perfect with the location if you do.
You better believe it. You can't classify it as a great slider unless it goes down. There he goes. And there's the throw. Safe!
Pretty good job by Giovanni Soto. He made a terrific throw, got rid of it quickly. But Alex, his 21st stolen bag of the year, and he just beat a very good throw. He got a good jump against Dempster.
He got a very good jump.
And Soto throws it right on the mark, but fortunately the leg is in before the tag.
So a full count to Konerko. Ducks on the pond, one down. Used to be hitter's delight. 3-2, but no more. Two down.
That was that good hard slider down and away. Dempster throws it out of the zone. Paul cannot check it up. Now it's up to Carlos Quentin.
Carlos comes in hitting at 229, 12 homers, 46 driven in. He is 4 for 9 lifetime off Dempster.
And one of the things that has characterized this great run has been 2 out RBI base hits.
Got that fastball at 95 by him. In this series, Carlos is 2 for 5 with a homer. And it was a big one, a 3-run blast in the first inning on game 1. Count evens at 1. Kotsay on deck and a big pitch coming up, the 1-1.
You'd love to see Dempster go to his strength, which is keeping the ball down. Assuming that Carlos can lay off that hard slider low and out of the zone.
Ball hit hard. Base hit. Thank you very much, Carlos. And it'll score a pair. It is 2-0 White Sox.
You keep the ball down to Carlos Quentin, and you've got some huge problems. We told you Baker doesn't have much range at second base, and it certainly came into play that time. That ball was only hit 5 feet to his right. But Carlos hit it hard. It was a slider. Dempster got it knee high. That's not good enough against the red-hot Carlos Quentin, who's now driven in 48. And a big 2 goes up on the board.
I love crooked numbers. Here at home when they're on the bottom line.
Well, the 2 out runs batted in. They are killers for the team throwing the baseball, and huge lift to the team that scores it.
So here's Kotsay. Mark at 211, 6 homers, 16 driven in. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Fastball at 94. And there's another base hit. So Carlos will pull up. Don't stop now, boys. That'll bring up AJ.
We told you there were 6 guys in this lineup that hit over 300 against Dempster. That one he got up. That was a fastball up and out over the plate. They were playing Kotsay up the middle. He took this ball in the hole. And let's see how long the parade can continue.
AJ hitting at 245, 4 homers. He's driven in 20. The lifetime against Dempster in 19 at bats has 7 hits, 6 of which have stayed in the park. And that is chopped foul.
Maybe Tyler Colvin knows something out in right field, because he was moving his left-handed throwing arm around as if to get it loose. Let's hope he is getting ready to make a throw.
And that's out of play. And very quickly, the count 0-2. Now AJ's got to cinch it up and hunker down with Alexei Ramirez on deck.
By the way, the Mets have taken a 2-0 lead over the Twins.
Bottom of the third in Atlanta, Tigers leading the Bravos 1-0. And that'll be out of play. In and out of the LG Skyline Club seats.
This will be the 23rd pitch this first inning for Ryan Dempster.
Ball gets away from Soto, so both runners will advance.
That was a fastball that Dempster probably tried to get a lot more than he was capable of getting. Wound up throwing it right over Soto's head. That's the third wild pitch of the year, and that's really a wild pitch. Giovanni Soto wanted it inside, and Dempster throws it to the screen. Now a base hit gets very costly for the Cubs.
Got him with a fastball up and in. But a big 2-out, 2-run single by Carlos Quentin after one. It is 2-0 Sox.
This team appreciates the defense as well as they appreciate everything else that they've been doing that leads toward a winning effort.
2-0 Sox here in the top of the second. His first pitch strike to Xavier Nady. Nady comes in hitting at .244, 4 homers. He's driven in 19. And that is in one of the suites. Fastball high.
When the Cubs signed Xavier Nady, they had no idea that Tyler Colvin was going to hit 500 in spring training and force his way on the ball club. So it gave them a 5 outfielder rotation.
That changeup just did get a piece of it.
It's made it very difficult for Lou to try to get playing time for all of these guys. And pretty much it's impossible to do.
He gone. Yeah.
When you set up a hitter away with changeups and then come back inside with the heat, the reaction is going to be just like Xavier Nady's. He can't pull the trigger.
Well, that game last night I was watching, and Bill Hahn has about as good a day as you can have behind the plate. If it was a strike, it was a strike. If it was a ball, it was a ball. It's that simple. He called the inside strike. He called the one on the outside corner. That ball hit deep in the right field. Carlos back. Makes a catch right up against the fence to rob Ramirez of extra bases.
What an effort by Carlos Quentin, and the defense continues. Here's our Home Depot doing more on defense, and it comes early. And Carlos Quentin, feeling for the wall, knowing exactly where he is, goes up and takes probably a double or triple away from Ramirez. What an effort by Carlos Quentin.
Has that ball in the right center. This is going to be a quick, easy 1-2-3 inning thanks to Carlos Quentin. For Johnny Danks, and after an inning and a half, it is 2-0 Sox.
John Danks to face 6 men.
Well, that's the first order of business, as we talked about in the pregame show. In that pregame show with Pat Boyle, we were talking about how the Sox in this 11-game streak have only made 2 errors, and both of them really have been meaningless. But one of them was on a running play, so it just gave another base, not another out. But when you give major league teams 4 and 5 outs in an inning, you're going to lose. And boy, I'll tell you what, we sure did our share in the first 60 games.
Well, at that point, we weren't catching much of anything. We were overthrowing the cutoff man consistently. But all that has been put to rest during this hot streak, because everything to this point has gone exceptionally well.
Well, if you catch the ball, your pitchers all of a sudden now, and you being a former Cy Young Award winner, know that plate expands for you.
And you're also not afraid of contact.
That's what I'm talking about. The plate expands, and you just throw strikes. And when the other side of that page is when you know that you've got some weaknesses in your defense, all of a sudden now that plate shrinks up for you because you feel like you've got to make the perfect pitch.
Soto went out to talk with Dempster, who quickly has fallen behind 2-0.
And there's a foul ball. And a reminder, Thursday, July 8th at 6 p.m. you can enjoy an intimate culinary fundraiser hosted by the White Sox wives with their husbands attending as servers at Texas de Brazil. So for tickets, go to whitesox.com under the community section. I might have to check that out myself.
And Alexei just took off his shin guard. You don't see that very often after you foul a ball off your shin.
Two balls, two strikes. Two hopper. And there it is. Doesn't get him. Took his time. And Alexei beats it out.
Well, Ramos Ramirez thought apparently that it was A.J. Pierzynski going down the line. He gave up some ground.
That's cold. That's cold.
Well, he gave up a little ground and then seemed to take his time. And for Alexei, he just hustled out of the box, sensing maybe I can turn this into a base hit. That's exactly what he did.
I'll tell you, the last month, Alexei's been playing like a man possessed.
Every facet of the game.
Gordon tries to bunt it, fouls it back, and the count 0-1. Beckham 2 for 5 in this series with a homer and 2 big RBIs.
Outfield playing Beckham around just a step toward right center.
Well, there's one element here that can make us into a really good ball club. A really good ball club. And he's at the plate right now. If Gordon gets going and can play the way we know he can, all of a sudden we go from a good ball club to a really good ball club.
If he starts hitting, and we've seen what a rejuvenated Carlos Quentin has meant to this lineup, Beckham's going to mean the same thing, especially rolling around to Pierre.
And there's a foul ball, says Bill Hahn.
Well, he got turned around on that one and was set as he was going to throw his hands up. It looked like for a moment it was going to be a fair territory, but the ball looked to me to be foul. See, he gets turned around and puts his hands up, about ready to point to fair territory, but not to be. Just foul, and not by much.
There goes Alexei. He'll strike him out. And he's safe. Picks up his third stolen base.
Well, they're not running on Soto, although that wasn't a great throw to second, but they're running on Ryan Dempster. And now Ozzie comes out to question Gary Darling.
He calls him out.
But he's saying that Beckham got in the way of Soto.
Well, if that's the case, then Alexei is out.
That's one of the things a catcher is taught to do, is if that hitter is anywhere near you, see if you can get a piece of him. And that's what happened. When Gordon steps right there, Soto makes sure that he gets a piece of Gordon.
Well, that's a good play on Soto's part and an iffy call.
Yes, it was.
Because when you swing at a pitch right there, you're going to take a step that way. Out of play. And then we'll take another look. Now watch where the pitch is. And watch where Gordon goes. That right leg is going to come around. That's an iffy call right there.
Cubs get a break.
Yes, they do. As that pitch is a souvenir by Mr. Souvenir, Juan Pierre.
I'd like to get this pitch count up a little bit more as Dempster about to deliver his 36th pitch.
That one's high.
Sox made a move today, and that's placing Bobby Jenks on the Major League bereavement list, and they recalled Eric Frietz, a hard-throwing left-hander who was brilliant. 1-0, .53 ERA down in Charlotte.
And another souvenir. So that bereavement list means that you got to miss at least 3 days.
And we certainly hope everything is okay with the family of Bobby Jenks. And we saw Matt Thornton come in yesterday and pick up a save and do it in pretty nice fashion.
Well, Carlos Silva pitched well yesterday. Young Cashner went 2 innings, gave up the home run to Konerko, the only hit he gave up. That was just a good baseball game yesterday that Sox won. Cubs didn't give it to them. Sox just beat them.
Well, the Sox took the lead. Cubs tied it up. Sox took the lead again. Cubs tied it up on the home run by Ramirez. And then last time the Sox took the lead, the Cubs didn't tie it up.
2 out and a payoff pitch coming up to Juan Pierre with Omar Vizquel on deck. And that's ball 4, so good speed aboard.
On a very humid day, you'd just as soon get into that bullpen as quickly as you can. It was an essential outing for Carlos Silva yesterday as he kept the bullpen out of there for a long time. They sent down a youngster, Jeff Stevens, as a direct result of the suspension of Carlos Quentin. And they're playing with 24 guys. Zambrano, rather. They're playing with 24 guys, and Jeff Stevens had to go down. And he'd been throwing the ball very well.
So here's Omar. He started off that 2-run first with that 1-out single. What a catalyst he has been on this ball club. Wow.
Well, Ozzie today has broken out the running game, and Juan is leading the American League.
Long set. He does not go. And there's first pitch strike on a fastball.
This is a pretty easy pitch to call the pitch out if Larry Rothschild wants to do that. Dempster's got a very quick move to first base, but he's slow to the plate.
Another long set. And that is just foul. Omar trying to place that one. And a reminder, you can enjoy the day here at beautiful US Cellular with your family and friends. Individual tickets for the Chicago White Sox are now on sale. So for tickets, visit whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-SCAN. A little bit low, good eye by Omar. Alex Rios on deck.
After this road trip to Kansas City and Texas, the Angels come to town for 4, and then Kansas City is here for 3. Then there's the All-Star break. So 7 home games left before the break after today.
There he goes. Pitch out on the 1-2 count. And it'll be a stolen base, number 29 for Pierre. And he might be a little hurt out there.
Well, he went right into Castro. And Juan comes up a little lame. He is, however, a very tough little guy. He gets a good break. They call a pitch out. Soto makes a very bad throw. And Castro, trying to block off the bag, gets one in the knee. It looked like he hurt maybe his shoulder.
Got it in the back. Got it right in the left cheek. Above it. But you're right about that. He is a tough little cookie.
Well, year after year, wherever Juan Pierre plays, he will start every day. If you start him, and he had that opportunity up until he went to Los Angeles, and then he started when Ramirez was suspended. But yearly, he gets over 600 at bats.
2 out, 2-2 the count. Pick him up right here, Omar. Make it hurt. Boy, those are the kind of runs right there can take a lot of air out of a lot of sails. Nobody on 2 out. You get a break with the catcher's, with batter's interference. And all of a sudden there's a walk, a stolen base, a little duck snort. Poof.
Well, the infield's in. They're going to try on a base hit to get a shot at Juan.
Cues it right off the end of the bat. Castro on the move. Nice play. And that'll retire the side. Meanwhile, Dempster had to throw a lot more pitches. Of the Cub order.
Giovanni Soto will take a base on balls, and that's one of the things that has characterized this year for him.
1-1 the count.
He is second on their team in that department. Derek Lee leads him by just 1 walk.
And you can cancel a post-game show.
Here's our U.S. Cellular text message poll question. Which starting pitcher have you been the most impressed with this season? A. Mark Burley, B. John Danks, C. Gavin Floyd, D. Freddie Garcia, E. Jake Peavy. Text A, B, C, D, or E to 53695. Stick around for the BP Crosstown postgame live presented by U.S. Cellular. For the final results, or visit csnchicago.com.
Here's Jeff Baker hitting at 253 homers. He's driven in 12.
Well, you'd love to see a ground ball off the bat of Baker. He's been a decent enough hitter this year in a utility role, but he doesn't have much speed. He's grounded into 4 double plays.
And the count, nothing. 0-2 the count. Banks throwing a lot of fastballs through the first 2+ innings.
This might be setting up the straight change and trying to entice Baker to roll over it.
Two and two. Vizquel, few steps off the line at third and back. He gone. Good change up from Danks.
When you establish the fastball on the inside portion of the plate, this comes into play. That's why John Danks is so tough on the right-handers.
Well, left-handers are hitting 264 off Johnny coming in. Right-handers are hitting 209.
That's why I was very happy when I looked at the lineup to see the only left-hander in the lineup was Tyler Colvin.
Here's Castro hitting at 258. A couple of homers. He's driven in 16. Takes first pitch strike.
Castro burst on the scene. He drove in 6 runs in his first game. His first at bat was a 3-run homer. You don't get too much better than that.
Cues it, and that's foul. And a reminder, you can stop by the Comcast Fundamentals deck at US Cellular Field for the ultimate game day experience. You can visit the Comcast dugout to see officials' White Sox equipment, take photos next to life-size player cutouts, and listen to updates about the Sox pitching staff on Xfinity voice dugout phone. All brought to you by the good folks, no, the great folks at Comcast.
Castro's going to be a very good player. He has to get a little better command of the strike zone than a lot of youngsters do. John with just 30 pitches. Ryan Dempster 46 through 2.
That change up had him off balance, but he just got a piece of it. Small gap out there in left center. And what has turned out to be a beautiful day here in the beautiful city. Driving in south of Venice.
Didn't look
the cow and the flat rock.
Didn't look too good.
I had to pull off. It was raining so hard. Pull off. That's the first time I've had to pull off the road in a long time. Couldn't see. The 1-2. Got that one a little bit up, a little bit out over the plate, and got away with it.
Ryan Terrio is not in the lineup today. He's almost the sum total of the running game for these Cubs. He's got 14 stolen bases in 17 attempts. The Cubs as a team have 30 stolen bases.
Broken bat. Another $64 bill bit the dust. And the count hangs at 1-2. Sox took the opener 6-0 behind Jake Peavy. And Freddie Garcia was just once again, very stout. Didn't get the win. Sox won at 3-2 on that home run as time was called by Paul Konerko.
Freddie has been magnificent.
Gets back in.
The ball in the dirt, and AJ does a nice job of, number one, locating it, and number two, thinking he had a shot at Soto. He throws one right on the mark, but Soto able to get back.
Short lead and the 2-2 pitch. There's a base hit. for 1 out, 2 on here in the top of the third.
That was a very good at bat by Starlin Castro, who battled, fouled off some tough pitches. Finally taking one into right field. That ball is low and away. Castro stays right with it and drives it into right.
They'll bring up the leadoff hitter, the right fielder, Tyler Colvin. He grounded out to start off the ball game. So Alexei at short. The ball hit into right field. Carlos back, looks up. A 3-run homer for Tyler Colvin. And the Cubs lead it 3-2.
Tenth home run by Colvin. He's now driven in 26. Like a first ball fastball. Tried to try to cut it away, but couldn't get it there. That is the first lead that the Cubs have had in the series.
And a 1-0 count to Marlon Byrd. Alexei on the move. And that is out number 2. So here's Derek Lee. He was thrown out on a spectacular play by Alexei Ramirez, going in the hole between third and short. And if you missed it,
I think the most surprised man in the ballpark was Derek Lee.
One and one the count. Souvenir right side and deep right side. That change up way low and away. Kind of having trouble finding that release point with the change. He gone. And that'll do it, but not before the 3-run homer by Tyler Colvin. And after 2.5, it's the Cubs by 1.
in 20 games in a season.
Alex Rios will lead us off here in the bottom of the third. 3-3-0 for their guys, 2-5-0 for our guys. Alex had a base hit, a stolen base, and a run scored back in the first inning. Checks it up and takes ball one. Takes that fastball strike to even the count.
Upfield straight away, very deep all the way around.
Chases that hard slider. Mets now leading Minnesota 6-0. That game in the bottom of the fifth at City Park. He did not go.
That was just a show me pitch, and I think Dempster's going to probably try to get him out on that slider low and away. Pitch number 51 coming.
Tigers leading Atlanta 6-0. That game in the bottom of the fourth down in Georgia. Konerko on deck. Quentin in the hole. And there's a base hit. So a good at bat right there for our leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the third. And a reminder, you can watch Comcast Sportsnet White Sox game replays on demand with Xfinity TV from Comcast. Don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
One of the good things about that at bat was with the pitching and the pitches piling up. That was a 6-pitch at bat before Alex got his second hit of the day.
So here's Pauly, struck out his first trip. Decent lead by Alex. And now Pauly says, hold. Just wait.
Sox with 71 stolen bases this year. And Ozzy's been very aggressive up and down the lineup. As you can see, the Sox second in the American League behind the running Rays.
There you go. They should get him. And they do.
Soto delivers this one right on the money. It's a good pitch to throw. And it's just waiting for Alex to arrive.
Well, he had a real good jump back in the first. And still Soto made it a close play. And here he did not get that good a jump. And he gone. That's outside. And the count 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. Turn him loose, Oz. Right here. Taking all the way, but Dempster made a good pitch on it for you.
Yeah, even if you had the green light, that's not the pitch you'd want on the outside corner, right around thigh high. That was a good pitcher's pitch.
Took something off, had him way out in front, and the count goes full.
Last time he threw a slider. That call to expand his strike zone. Carlos Quentin. With the 2 runs driven in, waiting in the on-deck circle.
And that's out of play. And United Airlines is a proud sponsor of today's White Sox Cubs game. And we will be boarding our United charter after the game to go on down to Kansas City for 3, then an off day, and then 3 in Texas. And of course, good folks at United. Mark Seipolt, Sparky, Mike Corrigan. And right here again, the payoff. Got him on the outside edge.
Paul doesn't like the call. But in his last 23 games, he's hitting .400. He's driven in 23. Scored 19. And generally having what could very well turn out to be a career year.
Carlos had that big 2-out, 2-run single in the first. And he's got the catbird seat at 2-0. Dempster in his career, 92 wins, 96 losses, 2-5 lifetime against our Sox.
For 3 years, he was the closer for these Cubs as they converted him from a starter to a pensman.
Drops that one over for a strike at 82. Chopper down, that's fair. Ramirez throws him out. And that'll do it. We're into the 4th. We trail it 3-2. Called out on a fastball strike leading off the second. Swings and misses. Now it's a 6-2 Tiger lead over the Braves. Atlanta still hitting in the bottom of the 4th. fouls that one away.
A.J. wanted it inside. John dropped it right there. Nady was able to foul it off. See A.J., he wants it down. It's like that good cutter or slider. A.J. would have preferred it in the dirt. But Nady was able to fight it off.
He gone. Change up.
Sent him up inside and wiped him out with the change. There's good location, good movement.
Well, the Braves are really dangerous down at Turner Field, so don't count them out, even though it's 6-2 Tigers. Braves are 26-7 at home. That's the best record in Major League Baseball. Ramirez got a little kickstart on that one. He went out deep to right field with Carlos Quentin going back and taking extra bases away from him.
Hit a home run yesterday into right center field. And he's got a brand new grip to try to take the pressure off that thumb. Pretty tough thing to do. He only had 2 rehab games down in the minor leagues, and then he went to Seattle with the Cubs to work with Rudy Jaramillo on that new grip.
And that's in the gap. Nobody's going to get that. So the 0-2 fastball is pickled by Ramirez.
Ramirez has been up twice in this game, and twice he's hit the ball hard.
So here's Soriano. He went out on the first pitch he saw to right field. Takes that fastball strike.
Vizquel over on the line. Ramirez playing in the hole as they play Soriano as a dead pull hitter.
The outfield is straight up and spread out for him. "34-year-old veteran Alfonso Soriano, 10 homers, 35 RBIs. Lays off that high fastball.
As you can see, many more hits to left than any place else.
This will be the 58th pitch for Johnny Danks. Just tuning in, Sox with 2 in the first. Cubs with that 3-run homer off the bat of Tyler Colvin. Lead at 3-2.
Johnny's going to cut that fastball in. He'd just as soon keep it in and up. Soriano.
So a full count. Ramirez just a decent lead out there, and he loses it. So the first walk of the game issued by Danks, and that'll bring up Giovanni Soto, who got the first hit off Danks, leading off last inning.
Also sends A.J. out to the mound to talk with Danks. Wants him to start thinking about throwing a ground ball to Soto. Grounded into only 4 double plays this year, despite having very little speed.
That's up high. And the count 2-0. So home plate jumping around here. He had Ramirez 0-2. Threw him a fastball that he drilled into the gap. Threw a lot of pitches to Soriano before walking. And there's a strike. And the count 2-1. Finale of this series and finale of this brief 6-game homestand. Sox, of course, swept the Braves, taking the first 2 here, trying to make it 4 consecutive sweeps. And there's a strike. That's never been done in White Sox franchise history.
Soto was looking away on the last pitch, and John was able to get that ball inside.
That ball hit hard, Alex. He's there. Ball knuckling on him out there. Well, Soto, he's dangerous.
It looked like John got that changeup up. And Soto drove the ball. And it started to take off as Alex went across. That changeup is a little higher than Johnny wanted it. Soto hit it hard, but fortunately, Rios has been playing a great center field.
It'll bring up Jeff Baker, who struck out on the changeup last inning. Starts him off with one right there.
Lou Piniella gave a talk to his team before the game yesterday. And they went out and played a pretty good game, just came up a little short.
And there's a strike in the count 0-2.
Another change up away to Baker. And that'll probably be the at-bat. We'll see if John Danks uses a setup inside or just goes right to the weak spot.
Two on, two out, the 0-2 pitch. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
I think maybe because AJ was setting up inside and this ball was outside.
That was a strike.
The pitch looked like it caught the outside corner, but AJ had a long way to go to catch it.
And that's chopped foul down the third baseline. And a reminder, you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. So get your gear from the official source. Shop at www.whitesox.com. And once again, 0-2. He gone. Even though it was up, Baker still couldn't do anything with it. Bottom of the fourth inning, it'll be Kotze, Pierzynski, and Ramirez to face Ryan Dempster, who has thrown 61 pitches through 3 innings. Kotze, 1 for 1, a sharp single in the left field. Takes first pitch strike.
Dempster's taken to throwing that off-speed breaking ball a lot, and it's been very effective for him.
And that is in the center field. 1 out. Top of the fifth down in Atlanta. Tigers just hammering. They lead it now 8-2. So here's AJ, struck out on a 3-2 fastball. And then broke his back.
The first time up, he threw that fastball up and on the inner portion. AJ knew that that was his pitch. Dempster missed with the slider, kept it over the middle of the plate. And unfortunately, AJ just fouled it off.
Well, AJ out of sorts the last few days at the plate, but he certainly has not been out of sorts behind the plate. He has put some numbers down. In the opener, Castro, who did a terrific job yesterday with Freddie Garcia. As there's ball 1. But in the opener here, they put the numbers down for a shutout, 6-0. Day before that, put the numbers down for another shutout against the Braves, 2-0. Day before that, Atlanta scored only 2. Tops that one foul. So the count 1-2 to Alexei.
Dempster's starting to change speeds very well. When he does throw the fastball up, it's been up and out of the strike zone.
Count hangs at 1-2. Sox will board their charter after the game, going down to Kansas City, where Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday they're going to run Burley, Floyd, and Peavy out there. They're going to run Anthony LaRue, Brian Bannister, and Zach Greinke. Lays off that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be an off day on Thursday, then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The red hot Texas Rangers. And there's another souvenir.
He just has to lay off that hard slider down. Ready to deliver pitch number 75.
And there was that slider. Very hittable right there.
Got out and around it a little too quickly and yanked it foul. Marlon Byrd is playing Ramirez a couple of steps from first base side of second base. They don't expect him to pull the ball in the gap.
And that is cued foul.
This looks a lot like the Starlin Castro at bat back in the third inning, where he battled and wound up with a base hit to right field.
And he fights it in there for a base hit. So Alexei is 2 for 2. Mark McDonald and all the good folks down at the LaSalle Grill in South Bend's picked the clip.
He does battle and gets that base hit to right center field. So the inning continues. A great at bat by Ramirez, who's done just about everything right. Even stole a base back in the second inning before they called interference on Gordon Becker, which at best was a borderline call.
First pitch strike to Becker. Alexei with a good lead. There you go. Fakes it. There's a little chopper, three hopper underneath. Well, Castro. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the fifth. It is still 3-2 Cubs. $5 foot-long subs from Subway. First pitch, strike. Starlin Castro, who is 1 for 1 here in the top of the fifth inning. 3-4-0 for the Cubs, 2-7-0 for our Sox.
Castro was right in the middle of that inning where the Cubs scored their 3 runs, scoring ahead of the Colvin 3-run homer.
And the count 1-2. Omar, 1 out. So with one out, that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, the right fielder Tyler Colvin, who grounded to short. Then in the third inning with 2 on. Poof.
First pitch out over the plate and gone.
Did not sound like he hit that ball. Sounded like he caught it towards the end of the bat, and that ball just carried out of here.
Very strong young man.
10 homers, 26 RBI.
That puts him right behind the leaders as far as rookies in the National League.
And there's a base hit.
In fact, the rookies in all of baseball, Brennan Bosch of the Tigers, Jason Hayward of the Braves have 11 home runs. Colvin has 10.
The 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up the center fielder Marlon Byrd, who has bounced back to Danks and bounced out to Alexi at short. And there's a bullet.
Now AJ goes to the mound again. The last 3 innings, Danks has had some problems. He was able to get out of it last inning. AJ wants him to get back his concentration, throw a ground ball to Lee, who's not running real well, and get out of this inning with a double play. Lee has grounded into 10 double plays this year, far and away leading the Cubs in that department.
He's 0 for 2 this afternoon. Alexei made a terrific play to get him in the first, then he struck out in the third. And takes first pitch strike. And count evens at 1.
Eric's been a good player for a long time and has that World Championship ring from the 2003 Florida Marlins.
He got a good changeup to hit right there and couldn't do anything with it. Thank goodness that late movement.
AJ wants it away, and John gets it on the inner portion.
When it's down, it moves. When it's up, it doesn't. And for the most part, the definitive pitch of John Danks and Mark Burley are the changeups.
That's one of the reasons why Omar Vizquel is playing just about each and every one of the right-handers to pull. Because John will throw that cutter inside and that changeup, and they're both going to be pulled down the line. Danks tried to quick pitch him that time. So took a quick look back at second base and went right at Lee. Career numbers pretty impressive.
All the way back to the backstop.
That is a costly wild pitch. Cody Johns had problems with his release point on the straight change. That's his first wild pitch of the year.
Now AJ comes back with a 2-2 count to Lee.
Infield back, except for Kotsay at first. Ozzie would just as soon concede the run to stay out of the big inning.
That's a fair ball. And it's a 5-2 Cub lead.
Well, we talked about the right-handers pulling the ball, and that's exactly what Derek Lee did. Took it right down the line right by Vizquel. RBIs 35 and 36 as John gets that cutter. Not in as far enough as he would like. And that one just caught the corner of the bag.
So Don Cooper out to try to give him a little breather here. And maybe correct, because he has been out of sorts this afternoon. The last 3 innings. First 2 innings, retired 6 up, 6 down. Then home plate started jumping around on him in inning 3, where he gave up 3 runs. And as Steve mentioned, he pitched out of it, stranding a couple last inning, and now with 1 out, 2 singles, the 2-run double.
Well, he just lost his release point, and with it, he's starting to give up a lot of hard hit balls.
Well, the definitive pitch, as I mentioned, for him and Burley is a changeup. When they keep it down, they win. When they get it up, they lose. And when you don't get it over, you lose. That one misses low and away.
Tony Pena listening in the pen.
And certainly we hope everything is all right with Bobby Jinks and his family, as he is on the bereavement list. Once you go on there, you've got to remain there for a minimum of 3 days. As Alexei, nice pick by Kotsay.
I'm not sure why Alexei does it, but he occasionally will. He had the ball, he planted his foot, and instead of the good solid throw, he tries to do what Omar does, which is just get it there in time. Doesn't throw it hard. Mark Kotsay picks it out of the dirt and saves E6.
Again. So here's Ramirez. He's been to the plate twice and hit it hard twice. Once up against the wall in right field that Carlos Quentin went up and brought it down. Then he got an 0-2 fastball. He just pickled that ball into left center field for the 7th 2-bagger. Blocked by AJ. And while Bobby Jinks is on that bereavement list, big left-hander Eric Threets was called up from Charlotte, where he was 1-0 with an 0.53 ERA. A ball and 2 strikes to the 32-year-old Aramis Ramirez. Pops him up right side. Kotsay. Guess the damage is done. They put a 2 spot on the board. We're halfway home, trailing 5-2. as we got some work to do. 5-7-0 for them, 2-7-0 for us. Top of the order, Juan Pierre to face Ryan Dempster. Juan has grounded to second, walked, and picked up his 29th stolen base.
Thomas Ramirez in very close at third base. Maybe even with the bag at first.
Two and one. Nice little bowling book bounce right there for Baker. And that's out number one. I'll have a moment. I want to send a big White Sox hello and shout out to one of the best teammates that I ever had. Jose Santiago, the right-handed pitcher. Watching in today from Salem, Massachusetts. Son Arnold and family. As here is Omar. He's 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the first. And there is another base hit into left field. So let's get something going with one down here, boys. Don't stop now.
Well, you got the right guys, and Rios is having a good day. And Paul is due. They can keep it alive. Carlos Quentin will have his opportunity.
Alex is 2 for 2 with a stolen base and a run scored. Takes first pitch strike.
Still have a shot with Dempster because he is prone to give up home runs.
One out. 1-1 to count. To the big 6'5" center fielder, Alex Rios. And now, that 1-1 pitch low and away. Konerko on deck. Dempster. Yeah, always likes his fastball, but he does not like to give in.
Well, left to his own devices, he's not going to throw a whole lot of strikes.
Down ball and racking up. That'll do it. We'll go to the 6th, trailing by 3.
or D, running away with it? There's still time to vote for the starting pitcher that has impressed you the most this season. Again, final results were on the BP Crosstown postgame live presented by U.S. Cellular.
Soriano takes ball one from Johnny Danks.
Johnny is out there on a short leash. Pena is loosening in the bullpen just in case he has any problems.
And the count 2-0. Three and nothing.
I believe I would hesitate to bring Pena in, as John is just having all kinds of problems throwing the ball where he wants it today, and you have those days. That happens.
There's one. Giovanni Soto on deck and Jeff Baker in the hole. And a dreaded leadoff walk. And a reminder, you can be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance at each White Sox home game this season to receive a Connie's Pizza game card, now redeemable for a free small pizza with the purchase of any large pizza of equal or greater value at participating Connie's Pizza locations.
So Ozzie coming out. He asked for the baseball. That's going to be it for John Danks, who's not happy about coming out, but here comes Tony Pena, and we'll step out and be back after these messages. Pena coming out at 1-1, ERA 4.33 on for the 26th time. He inherits Soriano at first base and nobody out here in the 6th inning, trailing by 3.
Soriano, what time? Excellent base stealer. Now slowed up a little bit. He's 4 for 4 though this season. Kansas City leading St. Louis 7-2. That game in the top of the 5th at Kauffman Stadium. That's where we'll be tomorrow night. And that's a fair ball. Soto swinging that bat. Now Soriano's being weighed down. He'll score, and it's a 6-2 ball game. Leadoff walk comes around to cross home plate.
To close the book on Johnny Danks, he went 5+ innings, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, walked 2, fanned 5. It's a 4-run Cub advantage. First ball up and out over the plate. Giovanni Soto drives in his 19th run of the year with his 2nd hit of the day.
Here's Baker. He is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, both coming on changeups. I check it up. And the count 1-1.
John Danks came into this one nearly untouchable against the Chicago Cubs during his brief career, but not so today.
Chops that foul, so, well, Stone Pony, we got him right where we want.
Well, we got Ryan Dempster with a lot of pitches, and we're going to have to come back from at least a 4-run deficit with the middle of the order due up in the 6th.
Got to keep that guy out there, Soto, from scoring. He gone.
Trifecta for Jeff Baker. He lost sight of the fact, I think, that was strike 3. He didn't like to call it Gary Darling, whatever. He didn't want to leave the batter's box, and Gary said, "You only get 3 of them, son." That was the 3rd.
Grab some bench.
Yep.
So here's Starlin Castro, who singled and scored in the 3rd and grounded to Vizquel leading off last inning. 6-8-0 for the Cubs. 2-8-0 for our Sox. In the right field. Long way to go for Carlos. And he gets there. No, he doesn't.
That ball dropped 1 hop in the seats, and he gave a tremendous effort. Just missed coming up with it.
Boy, that was a terrific effort. He had a long, long way to go.
He got all gravel on that slide.
So 0-1 to count. There's a little chopper 2 hopper. Two down. And here's Tyler Colvin, who's 2 for 3, a 3-run homer, a walk, and he has scored a pair. Out and around it, chops it foul.
This young man is leading off in this lineup today, but as the Cubs go to get a little younger, a little less expensive, Colvin's going to be a middle-of-the-order run producer. Picked up 25 pounds working out in the offseason, and it's done wonders for his ability to just sting the ball.
There's a strike on the corner and count 0-2.
He's going to give you that last one out there on a warm day. Maybe Gary Darling will give you another one just a little bit wider.
Tyler fouls that one away. Souvenir left side, upper tank. 39,682.
Not bad when you consider what it looked like when most of them started wending their way to the ballpark. It was an awful morning here. It's turned into a beautiful but very humid day.
He gone. But they pick up one more. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, trailing by 4. Autographed by members of the Stanley Cup champions. That's champs to 242-957. 6-2 bad guys here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sox led it 2-0 after 1. Goes with 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and here's Konerko. Paulie 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 33-year-old veteran Ryan Dempster.
And the 4-run deficit in this ballpark, as lively as it is today, doesn't mean a great deal.
And there's a foul ball into the first row. The ball hit deep, way back. Soriano looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Number 20 for Paulie on a hanger. And it's a 6-3 ball game.
20 and 56 on the power numbers, and Ryan Dempster has now given up 15 home runs. Sox get just a little closer. Our Ford home run replay, that one a splitter right over the middle of the plate. And all Soriano can do is look up.
So here's Quentin. Throws that big 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning. He's 1 for 2, takes strike 1. Plays off of that one. Of course, with that home run by Konerko, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities. For every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season, that is number 82. So $8,200 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula.
Dempster has been far from overpowering. So far, his teammates have gotten him to 6. But he's given up 9 hits in 5+ innings. And fallen behind on Carlos Quentin. Ready to deliver pitch number 94. No activity as of yet in that pen.
And the count 3-1. And a reminder that Saturday, July 10th, 6:05 p.m. White Sox versus the Royals. You can be the big kahuna and join the White Sox at U.S. Cellular Field. First 20,000 fans in attendance will receive beach towels from Walgreens. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME.
Larry Rothschild might be making a visit soon.
Ball hit hard, sucked up by Castro.
Carlos got it right on the sweet spot of the bat, but unfortunately, he got it close enough to Castro, who's got terrific range. Castro has 11 errors this year, but he's just a youngster. He's going to get a whole lot better, and he's very good right now.
Patsy looking for it and underneath it. Top of the 8th inning at City Park. Mets shutting out Minnesota 6-0. Detroit 10, Atlanta 4. That game in the 7th down in Georgia. No balls, 2 strikes. Way out in front. Homer Munoz makes that play. And of course filling in for Errol Baines, who had his knee replacement and is coming along fine. Homer, good baseball man. Dempster in the 0-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And this will be pitch number 102 coming up for the veteran right-hander. Passe just chops it foul. Pierzynski on deck.
When they suspended Zambrano, they brought up Brian Schlitter from the minor leagues. He's in their bullpen today.
Did not check it up. So 2 down.
Dempster takes a little something off that slider, gets it out of the zone. And when he is at his best, he'll get the hitter swinging at a lot of pitches well out of the strike zone.
So 2 out to Pierzynski, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Takes first pitch strike. Says, Gary, I'm having a bad enough day. You don't have to help him out any. Boy, that's nasty there. That's unhittable.
Well, he hasn't thrown many strikes at all to AJ. They look like strikes, and then they just dip out of the zone.
Alexei Ramirez on deck. And that's fouled away. Wow.
Some days you're just up there, each at bat, fighting for your life.
Some days you go up there and it's just not there. I mean, it's just not there.
He's doing the best he can to fight off the entire arsenal that Ryan Dempster has.
Both his feet came off the ground on that one.
Throwing him the splitter, throwing him the slider, throwing him the curveball. That one high and away. He's looked at an ankle-high fastball. That was called a strike. So at least he's piling up a few more Dempster pitches.
This will be number 108. Just not there for him today. 7th inning, 6-3 Cubs. Revolution tonight at 6 right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Marlon Byrd will lead it off here in the top of the 7th inning. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored.
We've got 9 outs to go, and you've got to go through the meat of the order. So a big inning for Tony Pena.
As Byrd looks at ball 1. There's the strike. And tomorrow night, first of that 3-game series at Kansas City, first of that 7-day, 6-game road trip. 3 at Kansas City and 3 at Texas. That's high, popped up, right side. Carlos. 1 out. Tomorrow night, Mark Burley against the right-handed pitcher Anthony LaRue. And that game will be over WCIU, Channel 26. On Tuesday, Gavin Floyd against Brian Bannister. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. And on Wednesday, in the finale of that series, Jake Peavy against Zach Greinke, and that game also right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Derek Lee, 1 for 3.
A 2-run double, one of the biggest hits of the ball game back in the 5th inning.
And he just pokes that one in the hole. That'll bring up Xavier Nady. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out to short. Nady last year with the Yankees had only 28 at bats. He had Tommy John surgery. Takes strike one. Outfield straight up and spread out for Nady. That's high in center field. Can of corn. Two down.
And he got that one out over the plate. And Nady just missed taking it to the track in center field.
He just missed taking it up in those ivies out there.
He's pretty strong, and he's one of the keys along with the man standing there. They're not going to go anyplace if Aramis Ramirez doesn't start to heat it up, and he swung the bat fairly well in this series.
Well, they really miss him because of what he has done against us. Big hat, no cattle.
That was the best slider that Tony Peña's thrown.
And the count 1-2.
5 different times Ramirez has driven in over 100 runs, and for the Cubs, his entire Cub career, he's a lifetime 300 hitter.
Pretty good pitch, didn't get it.
Went away from the slider and tried to heat him up with a fastball. Just a little up and out of the zone.
Top of the 7th in Cincinnati. Cleveland leading 4-1. That's right off the end of the bat. Had a lot of spin on it. And that'll do it. Nothing across. 7th inning stretch. We need 3 to tie. First pitch to Alexei Ramirez, leading off here in the bottom of the 7th, taken for a ball from the veteran right-hander Ryan Dempster.
The bullpen for the Cubs up and going for the first time today.
Well, this will be pitch number 110. And it's a strike. 39,682. Sox scored 2 in the first. Cubs 3 in the third. They added 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. And then Konerko's homer in the 6th made it a 6-3 game.
John Marshall throwing in the pen. He is their setup left-hander. Andrew Kashner, their setup right-hander for Carlos Marmol, who's their closer.
Well, while we're going to be taking on Kansas City the next 3 days, the Cubs are at home, and they're going to be taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who have really been tough on them.
They've really struggled against the Pirates, winning just 2 of 9 games.
Castro. Oh, look at that game. Still can't get it. Whoa! No.
He was safe at first by a good step.
What is that?
Terrible call by Bruce Dreckman. I think he got carried away with the effort by Castro.
I think he knows he blew it.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. Lexi was 2 for 2. This would have been 3 for 3. He's safe by a half step.
Well,
right there.
7th inning, the leadoff hitter, you're 3 runs down. That is BS. That's what that is.
Well, I think Ozzy's telling him, how do you miss a play like that?
That's not even a very difficult. And Bregman knows he missed it. He knows he missed it. And the thing about it is, every umpire on that field knows he missed it.
It's a good play by Castro. He just doesn't get to throw there in time.
That's terrible.
I mean, even to the naked eye, it was obvious. When you slow it down, it looks even worse, but of course he doesn't have the benefit of the slowdown.
Well, that's just terrible. That's all that is. As here is Gordon. Gordon 0 for 2.
Huge break for Ryan Dempster and the Cubs.
If it's bang bang, that's one thing. That was not bang bang. And the count 2-0.
Well, if he's called safe, you got Pierre coming up. That would probably, depending on the resolution of the Beckham at bat, taking Dempster out of the game.
There's the strike. Ball hit down to Nady, who trucks it up, 2 down. So here's Juan Pierre. Juan is 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base. Come on, Juan. Get something going with 2 outs.
One way or the other, this is going to be the last Dempster inning as he's knocking at the door of 120 pitches.
That fastball strike. Play a little 2 out, 1st and 3rd for a while. And another souvenir by Juan Pierre. And the 1-2 pitch.
And now, as he moves along through the order, a right-hander has joined Marshall in the Cub bullpen. As we're getting, after Vizquel, to the Rio, Spinnerco, and Quentin portion of the batting order.
Foul tip hung on by Soto, and that'll retire the side. So Dempster and the Cubs catch a big break on the blown call at first by Dreckman, and we'll go to the 8th. For our guys, Soriano to lead it off. Takes first pitch strike. Soriano 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. He walked to lead off the 6th, and that was the last man that Johnny Danks faced. High. That is a major league pop up in the left field. It might go out of here.
That shows you which way the wind is blowing, because Soriano didn't get a whole lot of that, but got enough of it for his 11th home run in 36.
Well, he got every bit of it straight up. It just didn't come down. That's one of the highest. That's one of the highest home runs you will ever see. Wow. Watch the angle. Just straight up. Here's Soto. He swung the bat well today. He's 2 for 3. The only out he made was a bullet with knuckles on Alex Rios, who stayed with it, made a nice catch. Yeah, that was like a Dave Kingman home run right there. Or a Harmon Killebrew, just go straight up and don't come down.
It was hit at a mile high.
And there's another base hit. Well, he is 3 for 4. And a reminder, you can organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the 2K10 season. Purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. Now, the more tickets you order, the more money you save. So call 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com.
Ozzie coming out slowly. Randy Williams throwing in the bullpen. That's going to be it. So as Randy Williams comes strolling in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Here's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection call to the bullpen. And it is Randy Williams on for the 26th time, ERA 4.88. He inherits Soto at first base with the bottom part of the order staring at him.
7-3 Cubs here in the top of the 8th inning. Low ball 1. Starlin Castro on deck. Should be. Take your time. Rack them up. 2 down. Been there and done that. Don't feel bad, Jeff. 3 strikeouts and a double play.
Well, 5 outs and 4 at bats, but at least he made contact the last time.
Yeah, as I said, I've been there and done that. Plus, make 3 errors in 1 inning against the Yankees. Struck out 3 times, hit into a game-ending 6-4-3 double play. That was a good day.
I would say, all things considered, you had a very bad day.
Yeah. Plus, I forgot to cover first on 1 play. Ed Charles, the third baseman, made a heck of a stop. Backhand. I'm just sitting there at first base, standing there watching him, and he threw it right over the bag, and nobody was there.
Admiring the play.
Yeah. One of those days, Mama said. There's the strike. And the count 2-1.
Tony Peña went 2+ innings, gave up a run on 4 hits, didn't walk anybody, and fanned 1. And it once again is a 4-run Cub lead.
Change up, and the count 2-2. All right, guys, it'll be Vizquel, Rios, Konerko, and hopefully a host of others. That ball hit deep into left center field. And it's off the wall. Led by Billy Pierce. Got a hanger and hurt it.
Castro 2 for 4 today. That's a rolling curveball. He got most, but fortunately not all of this. And no chance for anybody to run that one down.
So here's their leadoff hitter, Tyler Colvin, who is 2 for 4, 3-run homer, a single, and he scored 2.
And it will be Sean Marshall pitch in the 8th inning. Going from Vizquel right through the middle of the order.
Nice. Whoa, I thought he got it. Went through. So here comes the run of score, and it's an 8-3.
RBI number 27 for Tyler Colvin. Fastball right down the middle. And Colvin took it right by a diving Mark Kotze, and this ball just hit too hard for him to get a glove on.
Just out of the reach. So here's Marlon Byrd. Hard hit. Snapped by Beckham. And that'll do it, but they put 2 more on the board. We got them right where we want them. Going to the bottom of the 8th, trailing 8-3. Insider blogs and exclusive video. Visit CSNChicago.com, your internet home for everything White Sox.
Sean Marshall comes into the game. Marshall at 5-2, ERA a sparkling 2.29, out for the 37th time. There you look at some pretty good numbers. And Diane Viciano is going to be the first man that he looks at as he comes on to pinch hit for Omar Vizquel, who was 2 for 3 today.
So the big, lanky left-hander. Ball one. And that's tough foul. Viciato has a chance to be a star in this league. He is a very, very powerful young man. 21 years old.
The good thing about it is he's got power to all fields.
Little equalizer right there. Just got a piece of it.
That one got a piece of Giovanni Soto also. He throws it at Alex Rios in the on-deck circle. There's Giovanni hopping around a little bit. That one still hurts.
To the shortstop, Castro. One out. That'll bring up Alex. Alex is 2 for 3. Singled and scored after stealing his 21st base in the first inning. Takes it one inside. Softly hit. 2 down. Once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night as the Sox, unless we can do something here, we'll have to try to start a new streak against the Kansas City Royals. Mark Burley against Anthony LaRue. And that game will be over WCIU, Channel 26. On Tuesday, Gavin Floyd, who has been really pitching lights out last 4 starts against Brian Bannister, who also has been pitching well. That game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Then on Wednesday, Jake Peavy against Zach Greinke. Enough said right there, and that game also on Comcast Sportsnet. Paulie, 1 for 3, a homer, his 20th. Coming leading off the 6th inning.
Gary Darling talking with Giovanni Soto. He still might be shaken up a bit from getting hit earlier in the inning.
That ball lined into center field. Hang with him for Paulie. And that'll do it. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3, and we're into the 9th.
Scott Linebrink comes into the game. Linebrink 1-0, ERA 5.68 on for the 23rd time. And he's got to go right through the middle of the order for the Cubs, who hold a 5-run lead.
8-13-0 for them, 3-9-0 for us. First pitch strike. Derek Lee, who was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, had a 2-run double back in the 5th inning.
Here's our Xfinity high-defining moment, and it comes off the bat of Derek Lee. This double right over the bag turned out to be one of the biggest hits of the game, that coming in the 5th inning.
And the count 2-1. He gone. 1 down.
Ryan Dempster went 7 innings, gave up the 3 runs on 9 hits. He fanned 8, and he was able to hang around and pitch as effectively as he did because he only walked 1.
Well, as you know, Ryan Dempster is a gamer. As Nady picks up his first hit, he's now 1 for 5.
This is a good man to have in your starting rotation. He will take the ball. He's pitching some very tough luck, but he's averaging just under 7 innings per start, and that's pretty impressive, as he is a bullpen saver.
Here's Ramirez. Ramos is 1 for 4. That was a double. Takes first pitch strike. Got a 0-2 fastball from Johnny Danks. Hit it in the gap in left center. Cleveland trying to break a 7-game losing streak as they lead Cincinnati 5-1.
Carlos Marmol throwing in the bullpen.
All right, take your time, boys, and rack them up. Second double play turn by the Sox. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. We need 5 to tie.
less than Carlos Marmol. "33 innings of work, 61 strikeouts."
He's just tough to hit, especially from a right-handed perspective. And he gets that slider going.
Well, that's his comfort pitch. That's the pitch that he feels that he can get over the plate when he's having problems with the fastball. But year after year, his batting average against is at or near the top in all of baseball.
Carlos Quentin will lead it off. He'll be followed by Kotze and then AJ. Hey, he's so herky-jerky out there. He's got so much motion, all that leg, arms, shoulders, and then first pitch slider like that. It's a late breaker, and when he's spotting it, I saw him, I don't know, a week, 10 days ago on TV. He was spotting that slider. Guys had no chance.
No, he just has to get it near the plate.
Another one, and the count 0-2.
I almost thought that one was a little high. Apparently, it's a very warm day today.
Carlos 1 for 3 with a big 2-out, 2-run single to get us on the board in the bottom of the first inning.
This one a good slider. That one,
it's going to hit.
That would have been a good one to hit.
The only thing you don't like to see with a guy like Marmol, who's got such a good arm, is for him to become a dead breaking ball pitcher.
Well, if there's anything that will take him out of this game prematurely, it's the fact that his slider to fastball ratio is probably 3 or 4 to 1.
There's that fastball at 97.
He can't spot that one near what he can with the fastball.
That fastball at 96, 1 out. Well, the 11-game winning streak looks like it's going to be ended, but what a nice way to get right back in the hunt.
And while we go to Kansas City, it'll be Detroit and Minnesota going head-to-head. All we have to do is keep winning baseball games and got to gain on somebody.
All we have to do is keep catching the baseball. If we keep catching the baseball, we'll be fine. There's two things that I think we have to do. It's number one, catch the baseball. Number two is get Gordon Beckham going. Gordon is a good player. He's going to be a terrific player. But if we get him going, all of a sudden, as we talked about earlier, we go from a good ball club to a really good ball club. I'd say 1 for 3. Can I check it up? And a full count. Just tuning in, pitchers of record of the starters. Ryan Dempster trying to get his mark at 500 at 6-6, and Johnny Danks, who will go to 7-6.
And we will have completed our interleague play for 2010 at 15-3.
And there's ball 4. It's a start. Seeing stranger things happen. AJ's had a tough day. 0 for 3 with a hat trick. Final now from Atlanta. 10-4 Tigers. Verlander over Hansen. the count 2-0.
There's some times when Marmol will walk himself into some big difficulties, but also has the ability to strike his way out of it.
That fastball at 95. And the count 2-1. Alexei Ramirez on deck. And the count 3-1.
He goes to his comfort pitch when he has to get one over the plate. And that's where he feels much more comfortable, is that slider.
And the payoff. Way outside with the slider. So,
well, you never know.
Yeah, as I said, I've seen stranger things happen.
Larry Rothschild going to make his first trip to the mound today.
I forget what year it was. We were in the hunt, neck and neck with Cleveland, playing here, playing Kansas City right here. And we had 4-run lead with 2 outs, nobody on, and an 0-2 count on a pinch hitter in the top of the 9th inning. And he had a little swing, I forget who it was, right-handed hitter. He's not a household name. He had this little swinging bunt down the third baseline for a base hit. And we lost the ball game.
Well, it can happen, and bear in mind that this is the Cubs closer, so it goes a little downhill after him.
Slider strike to Alexei, who should be 3 for 3. But he's 2 for 3. Umpire first blew a call on him. Very obvious that he was safe. And that slider popped up in the left field. 2 down. So it's up to Gordon Beckham. Gordon's 0 for 3. Takes that fastball high and wide at 96. And that's a fair ball right down the line. So here comes Kotsay. AJ will pull up a third on the double by Beckham. And it's an 8-4 ball game, and all of a sudden the tying run will be in the on-deck circle.
That one right down the line on a hanging slider. RBI number 19 for Gordon. This ball hangs over the inner portion. Very hittable. And no chance at all for Ramirez at third. Little base hit here, and it starts to get very interesting.
As Andrew Jones has come out on deck. One takes strike 1. He's due. He's 0 for 3. He did walk and steal a base back in the 2nd inning. And there's a base hit. That's going to score a pair. And it's 8-6. Yeah.
Well, you bring that closer in non-save situations. I don't care who the closer is, but that adrenaline just isn't flowing. And if it hasn't been to this point, it probably is now. As Juan Pierre drifts one just in front of Colvin in right field. Scoring 2, he's driven in 11. And that makes Andrew Jones the tying run.
One time. 25. That fastball up and in at 96. Alex Rios on deck. Checks it up, and he's got the catbird seat. 2-0.
Alex Rios waiting in the on-deck circle for his chance to win it, perhaps.
Checks it up. He did not go, and the count 3-0.
I don't think Bruce was going to call that one a strike.
No chance.
No. We'll hang a slider here.
It's high. Dead gummit. And that's ball four, so now the winning run will come to the plate.
Now everybody's coming in to talk with Carlos Marmol.
Brent Lillibridge has come out to run for Andrew.
He's the potential winning run. Potential tying run. Alex is a potential winning run.
Indeed he is. And he is 2 for 4 today.
Well, this is the way this team has been playing. You're 5 runs down heading into the 9th inning. You bring the winning run to the plate.
Takes it inside. Canerco on deck. And the count 2-0. Generous call right there.
Take another look at it. Whew.
And the count evens at 2. There was a good pitch to hit. And this ball game is over. But the Sox, they just would not quit. They put the winning run at the plate. They score 3 times. And the streak is over, Stone Pony, but what a streak it has been.
Well, it was a good run, and the Sox made a good run at one of the more unhittable